Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're just going to do another Velocity Banking review on this very, very blessed Sunday. Isn't it a blessed Sunday? I think it is a blessed Sunday. And I know there are a lot of people out there who feel blessed to have learned this debt payoff strategy called Velocity Banking. And that's what we're going to do today. Another Velocity Banking review. So, what is Velocity Banking? All it is a debt payoff strategy where you throw all of your money into debt with the help of something called a line of credit. So, I'm going to go ahead and do this right here and show you how the difference of doing and not doing velocity banking would be. So, the first thing is you have the same budget, same expenses, and then you don't save money. So, if we take a look right here, we see that the savings right here is $256. And then here, we're not going to save any money. And so, if you want to see what this looks like in real life, it would look something like this, where money comes in, you don't save it, and then it just goes out into something called a line of credit. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase something called our cash flow by moving some of our debt into a line of credit. And if you're not familiar with the line of credit, all it is a financial tool where you could borrow money, pay it back, and then use it over and over again. So this is my $280,000 line of credit. So all that it means is that I can just simply move or click a button on the bank's website, and they'll dump up to $280,000 and then charge me a 7.5 percent interest rate. That's all velocity banking really is, or actually, that's what a line of credit really is. And then you use it as what you call your main operating account for velocity banking. And right now, I have over $640,000 in lines of credit, right? 640,000. And so, um, here's a secret to getting lines of credit is that banks don't lend money to people who need it. So if you do need money, okay, if you do need money and you're feeling a little bit uh ooh, you want to borrow money from a bank? Not gonna help you. Not gonna help you. So that's the secret to getting all these lines of credit that I have, which is $604,000. So why do I talk about this? It's because a lot of people, when they're here, they're like, I need money, so I'm gonna go to a bank, and then the bank's looking at you like, uh-uh. And so the whole point of talking about that is you really have to get the money before you need it, and you want to apply this strategy so you never even get here. Okay. But let's assume for this demonstration, we have an $80,000, 8% line of credit. So what we're gonna do is just shift some of, is it 80,000? Hold on, actually, let me do this. I'm gonna cheat a little. I'll say 95,000 because I'm lazy. But let's say assume that we have 4 credit cards, right? And how much would that be? 15, 27, 30, 10. And then I'm gonna go ahead and sum this up. So it's gonna be 82,000. Let's move the $82,000 worth of credit card debt into an 8% line of credit. Well, guess what happens here? Well, these credit card payments simply just go to zero, and we literally went from $256 of savings to $3,000 in our cash flow. How do we do that? I have no clue. I literally just don't know how this happened. Actually, I do, but I'll just pretend I did it. In fact, when you demonstrate this to the people that you know, it's going to be quite amazing how simply not saving money and then using a line of credit to help you easily achieve that goal of not saving money makes the debt payoff really smooth. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to put our entire paycheck into that line, take our expenses out, and then rinse and repeat over and over again, right? And so I'm just going to show you here. So it's going to be G2 plus H2 minus 2998.89. So you get the next month's balance, you take the previous month's balance and interest, subtract our cash flow, and then what we do is take the average daily balance, right? Average daily balance, multiply it by the interest rate, which is 0.08, and then you divide by 12. And then you copy and paste, and then I'm going to do that. And now we see that in month 31, right? Month 31, we paid off all the credit card debt. Isn't that cool? So 31 months, and then this is going to be, how much was it? 90 or 82K? 82K, we paid off all the debt, and then 82K, and then it'll be right here. And then now we made this a little bit more simple. Usually we got a student loan in there, but for the purposes of this demonstration, I am going to for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to do the car loan and mortgage. All right, so now that we paid off the credit card debt, next steps are the car loan and the mortgage. And yeah, so we have this loan calculator right here for the two loans, and then I just got to type in the current month, 3131. Look at that. So $30,000 balance, 15,000 or $30,000 loan, car loan, $15,000 balance. Then I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this right here. And then we're going to do this, and I'm going to copy and paste this. So this is going to be plus 15248.13. And then we're going to move that car loan into that line of credit and then give ourselves $552 back in our cash flow. All right, so I'm going to just do this minus 3551.39. And then we see in 35 months that the car loan's paid off. Sweet. All right, so 35 months, and then this is going to be 82 plus 30, so it's going to be 112K debt paid off. And the next one is our 30-year mortgage. So in less than 3 years, what's the balance of a 30-year mortgage? About 210, and we paid about 19 grand in the mortgage, right? So all right, cool. So we'll just go ahead and pay it off. There's two ways you can pay it off, both of them valid. Number one is using by what we call direct extra payments, right? So if you have, $3,551.39 left over, you just dump it into as an overpayment along with the mortgage, right? So along with this $948.61 payment, just dump it in. Another way you can use this, just simply called using the chunking method, which is you just put a small amount of the loan into the line of credit and then just use it as your main operating account. But sometimes people are afraid to use that, 8% line of credit to pay the 3% loan. And that is valid if you move the whole loan into the line of credit. But if you do in small amounts, you should be fine. And let me go ahead and demonstrate that with my Velocity Banking calculator. What's actually not mine. It's from Renatus, which I'll show you. Give me one moment. All right, so let's go ahead and fill it out. And I've pretty much filled out most of the details here. So let me just kind of do here. It's 210,895.73. 210,895.73. And then I think you see here it gets paid off in 4.2 years, 14 grand of interest. But if I copy and paste this number, 43 grand. Ew. All right. So this pays off in about 4 years or so. And yeah. So if you want to know where I got this calculator from, go ahead and click the Google form link below, and I'll try to sell you something if you're brave enough to submit the form. And if not, no worries, because the whole reason I'm trying to get you to submit the form is for you to join my Velocity Banking cult, where I brainwash you to do a spreadsheet 5 times a day. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that. Anyways, all right. So let's go ahead and write this down. 4.2 years, blah, 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 blah. So it's going to be 35 divided by 12 plus 4.2. So that's going to be 7.12 years. And then we're debt free. See how easy that is? See how easy it was to pay off the debt? That was relatively easy, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. And we're at the 8-minute mark. So I'm like speed running through these things. So let me just use AI just to kind of ask some questions about the topic. So give me one moment. All right. So I'm going to ask the AI. All right. This is what I'm going to ask. Um, uh, I'm doing a YouTube demo for Velocity Banking. Can you come up with a speech at the end of the video about how blessed the audience is to learn to be able to learn Velocity Banking? Let's see how this goes. Heartfelt, inspiring closing speech, right? All right. And I think ChatGPT took away the speech function. So let me go ahead and copy this into another AI voice generator. So give me one moment. All right, so let's go ahead and read it with the AI voice generator that ChatGPT Uh, the speech that with the speech that ChatGPT made. I can't even speak right now, but let's go ahead and read it.
Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to acknowledge something truly powerful: the fact that you're here learning about velocity banking. That alone is a blessing. You see, most people go through life never questioning the financial system they were born into. They follow the traditional path, burdened with debt, living paycheck to paycheck, simply because they didn't know there was another way. But you're different. You're seeking knowledge. You're taking control. And that's a gift, not just for you, but for your family, your future, and even generations to come. Velocity banking isn't just a strategy. It's a shift in mindset. It's financial empowerment. And the fact that you're even exploring this concept means you're already ahead of the curve. You're blessed with access to information, the drive to grow, and the courage to think differently. So take what you've learned today seriously. Share it, apply it, and keep growing. Because you're not just managing money, you're rewriting your financial story. Stay blessed, stay bold, and I'll see you in the next video.
Right. So here's the thing. At the end of the video, I always say leave a comment below, and the comment that I want you to write below is that I am blessed and I am bold. Right? I don't even know what the bold part means, but just write it. So you let me know that you made it to the end of this video. Write in the comment box below. I am blessed and bold. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today, folks. Where are we at in time? 11 minutes. We're just speed running through these things, aren't we? That's what happened when you make over 1,000 videos about this, and you're watching me in real time get really good at doing these financial spreadsheets. All right. Well, have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video. It's Karina Lanta Mentorship.